So if you've watched my videos before, especially the ones where I talk about growing up in the San Fernando Valley, the odds are you've heard me talk about eating McDonald's because we ate it a lot when I was growing up. And I haven't eaten McDonald's in many, many years, but definitely as a kid, we ate it a lot. And I feel like there's a huge connection with the 1980s and McDonald's. And so today we're here in San Bernardino, California at the site of the very first McDonald's, and it's now a McDonald's museum, and there's a lot of cool stuff inside this building about the history of McDonald's and definitely a lot of stuff about the 80s and 90s. So let's head inside, let's go see what we can find. Now the museum experience actually starts outside of the museum, out here in the parking lot, where they've got a lot of stuff kind of spread all around the building. Stuff like this that you would find in the playgrounds at McDonald's or inside the McDonald's lobby. And I just noticed that right across the street, there's like a vintage looking 80s arcade, which I didn't even know was there. We might have to come back here another time and do a video on that arcade when we have more time. Now, I'm sure you remember these from the McDonald's playground. This was always one of my favorites. It's the Fry Guys, the ones that you would sit on and rock back and forth. And I remember always liking those and trying to sit on them when I got older, when I was a teenager, and they would just dip all the way to the floor. Now, I don't know, stuff like this horse and this car, I don't know that this was ever part of a McDonald's. I think they have some other random stuff here at the museum. This obviously was part of McDonald's, Hamburglar inside of a cage. And then right next to that is a Grimace teeter-totter. And yeah, I definitely remember these. This one appears to not be in too great a shape, and I can't imagine that the sun is helping that much. It's kind of just sitting out here baking in the sun, taking that paint right off of it. Right next to Grimace, they have an apple pie tree. And about 4 or 5 years ago, I was driving past a trailer park and they had one of these out in front, sitting at the curb like it was being thrown away. I guess somebody had it at their trailer. It was really, really nasty. And I considered going back and throwing it in the back of my truck. One part of me is really glad that I didn't, and you know, one part of me kind of wishes I did. Now, see, stuff like that, Bugs Bunny, obviously not part of McDonald's. They have a Scooby-Doo mystery machine, definitely not part of McDonald's. So I guess they do have some other stuff that they store here as well. They got some more of those rocking horses with I don't remember what these were called, hamburger heads. Oh, they got a little tractor here. I think this was from like Bob the Builder. Oh my gosh! What happened to Bob the Builder? Someone cut his head off. Oh, terrifying. You got a giant chicken. Oh, you know what? That's because this property is actually owned by Juan Pollo, which is a chicken restaurant. So that explains the giant chicken. Yeah, they own this property where the museum is, and so I think the owner just kind of stores all of his other stuff here. He must be a Looney Tunes fan as well. I know you definitely remember that, and there's actually a cleaner one up front. Now, the original McDonald's building is long gone. This is the property, but the original building is gone. However, these buildings back here, these were the offices for that original McDonald's. These are the original buildings. These buildings still standing. I don't know why I came back to look at Bob the Builder one more time. So sad. In memory of Richard and Maurice McDonald. It started here. So with that, let's head inside the building because there is still a lot to see. Now, I'm not sure if this is the original sign that was here when that original McDonald's stood on this property, but very similar. It looks like the original sign. I just don't know 100%, but I'm sure most of you remember this guy, right? This is, of course, Officer Big Mac, and I think just about every McDonald's playground had an Officer Big Mac. We would climb up there and just hang out, and then as we got older, we would try and climb up there, but we would almost get stuck, or at least I did. That was my experience. So we just stepped inside, and one of the first things I see is this neon Mac Tonight sign, and I cannot explain to you how much nostalgia just came rushing into my brain, how many memories just came flooding back to me. Ah, so amazing. Just like these glasses down here, the Garfield glasses, the Peanuts glasses, so many memories. Not the McPizza, no memories with that, but there is a lot of stuff crammed into this museum. Oh, geez, it's a little creepy. And if you thought that was creepy, check out this one. This is some of the equipment from that very first McDonald's, like the deep fryer and the ketchup and mustard dispenser, and this is one of the original grill scrapers. And this right here is the very first Ronald McDonald, played by Willard Scott, and I have no idea how nobody saw how absolutely creepy this is. I'm sure you all remember Furbies, such a huge thing in the 90s. Now, like I was starting to say earlier, there is so much stuff crammed into this museum oh, Cabbage Patch Kids. Anyways, there's so much stuff crammed into this museum. There's absolutely no way that I'm gonna be able to show you everything. No exaggeration. You could probably spend like a good 2 or 3 hours here and still not see everything, but I'm gonna try and find some of the coolest 80s and 90s stuff that I can. Now, who remembers Stompers? That was such a great toy. I don't think I ever got one from McDonald's, however. I did get some Legos from McDonald's. Oh, Changeables, that was definitely a really great McDonald's toy. Kind of their version of Transformers. And then the Hook toys from later in the 90s. I cannot explain to you the way I'm feeling right now, seeing all of these old McDonald's pie boxes, back from when they used to deep fry their pies. Now, if you have never had one of the old school deep fried McDonald's pies, I can't explain it to you. They were so much better, so delicious. These are some of the odd flavors. Pineapple, I think I've had the pineapple pie. Never had sweet taro pie, never had spinach. Definitely never had corn pie. Of course, we've all had the apple pie. Not a big fan of the baked version. And if you've seen the movie The Founder with Michael Keaton, which was a pretty good movie, here's some of the props from it. Some cups, fry bags, some of the costumes. Down here they have the milkshake machine, which was a pretty big part of the story. Some Happy Meal boxes from the TV show Dinosaurs, which was a great part of the TGIF lineup. Oh, this Michael Jordan Frisbee. I actually remember us having this around the house. I think there was a whole line of Michael Jordan fitness toys. Again, some more of the Peanuts glasses and Garfield glasses. I love those. They're so great. Ah! Now, these are the bags that I remember from my childhood. The white bag with the brown and yellow M's. Again, brings back so many memories. These stuffed Christmas Muppets. Oh, I had forgot about these Honey, I Shrunk the Kid collector's cups. So much stuff I forgot about. Oh, the chocolate chip cookies. I loved these so much. They were so good. You got the holiday bag, the holiday chicken nuggets container. Now these are the containers that we got our food in back in the 80s. The styrofoam containers. Here's one for the Egg McMuffin, the Sausage McMuffin, and then this was my favorite, the hot cakes and sausage. Didn't get breakfast a lot from McDonald's, but when I did, that was my favorite. Here's some more of the popular sandwiches, the Filet-O-Fish, Quarter Pounder, McChicken, and there it is again, the deep fried apple pie. Oh, it was so delicious. That's the apple pie on the left, and the container on the right was for whatever other flavor they had at that time. Sometimes it was blueberry, sometimes peach. Here is the McRib, so many people's favorite. The McDLT, I never really got this sandwich. I didn't think it was a great concept. I didn't think it was very good, but that's just my opinion. But, oh, those chocolate chip cookies. I need those now. I always enjoyed going inside McDonald's and seeing these displays that they would have showing you what the Happy Meal was for the week. The Flintstones one, that's one that I definitely remember. Here's an old Grimace costume from back when they actually had characters at McDonald's. This says Evil Grimace. I actually didn't know this, that Grimace started out as evil. He was a bad guy that stole milkshakes. So yeah, you learn something new all the time. McDonald's Pogs, I don't think I had any of these. I kind of wish I did though. I had forgot about these McDonald's glasses. I think we had a couple of these as well. A Jurassic Park fry box. Oh, the Flintstones glasses. I also forgot about these. I know we definitely had some of those. And there's a McRib box from when they did the Flintstone promotion. Bernstein Bears, Cabbage Patch Kids. Now, I've talked about these little cars a couple of times. I've got a special place in my heart for those because of a memory involving my dad. And then next to those, a changeable. We're now getting into my area now, like the 80s and 90s toys. Oh my gosh. I don't know how I forgot about both of these books, The Pokey Little Puppy and Benji. I had both of these golden books when I was a kid, and they were my favorite books, and somehow I completely blocked them out of my memory. I don't know how or why. Wow, the nostalgia is just flooding me right now. This is so great. Oh, I need to get those books. Oh, and I've been looking for these for a while. For some reason, when I think of McDonald's toys from when I was a kid, I always think about these, and I don't know why, because they weren't that great. They're just like these little stretchable tubes that you can put together and try and make something out of them. But I definitely had these, and I always remember these, and I tried to find them for a while and I couldn't remember what they were called, and yeah, here they are. Also, right next to it, these Happy Meals that are shaped like things. They have a boat, you see here they have a spaceship, and I had forgot about these, and then my buddy Jimmy asked me, hey, do you remember like the McDonald's Happy Meal spaceship? And I was like, no, but then it kind of started coming back to me, and yeah, here they are. Of course, I remember this Ronald McDonald puppet, which was basically just a plastic bag that you put over your hand, and if your mom or dad tried to put it on, their larger hands would just rip it apart. Here's the Feeling Good Happy Meal, trying to teach the kids about personal hygiene. You could get a comb or a toothbrush, stuff like that. And here's another one that I for some reason blocked out of my memory. A Happy Meal for the Santa Claus movie, and it came with books based on the movie, and I had these books, but I somehow forgot about them. Oh my gosh, another one I forgot about, the American Tail Happy Meal, and that book right back there, I had that book and I loved it. I was a really big American Tail fan when I was a kid. Like right after that movie came out, I really loved it, and I again completely forgot about that book, and seeing it right now is just like bringing back all of these memories. Wow. I've talked about these before, the Muppet Babies toys. These, along with those little cars that I showed a bit ago, are hands down my favorite McDonald's Happy Meal toys ever. I was a huge Muppet Babies fan. I had all of those toys and I absolutely loved them. The Ghostbusters Happy Meal, another great one. I remember having the Ghostbusters pencil with the Slimer pencil topper that would fly around the building, and that Stay Puft Marshmallow Man pencil sharpener. I remember having that in my backpack. That's how I sharpened my pencil in elementary school. The Chicken McNuggets that you could put in the different costumes, that was a really big toy back then. The Turbo Mac cars, I remember those and had a few of them. I mean, just look at how great the McDonald's toys were in the 80s, and compared to what you get now, these are amazing. The Fraggle Rock toys, I had some of those, and there's some more of the changeables. Here's some Halloween buckets. I believe this is the second generation where they added the ghost and the witch. The original buckets were all just pumpkins. The Little Mermaid Happy Meal, some inflatables. I mean, again, just look at the quality of these toys that you used to get. A Mac Tonight Happy Meal with the Moon Man in various vehicles. Strange character, but brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. A Hot Wheels Happy Meal. I had quite a few McDonald's Hot Wheels. Still have some, actually. Yeah, some more changeables over here. I think these were also called changeables. Back to the Future Happy Meal. I've got some of those unused boxes, and my son has that toy right there in front with Marty on the hoverboard. Some Batman toys, and here's some more of those Michael Jordan fitness toys. Nickelodeon toys, I think these were after my time, but my little cousins had some of these. I wish I had them. I love Nickelodeon. Some more of the chicken nuggets that you can dress up. These are the Halloween edition. An E.T. toy. Animaniacs was so huge in the 90s. It was such a great show. I never had any of these toys, but I love the cartoon. 99 definitely would have been after my time for Happy Meals, but I wish it wasn't because I love Doug and I would have loved to have some of these Doug toys. All right, 2000s, I'm out. Unfortunately, this is all I can find in the museum about Mac and Me, a copy of the VHS and a promo picture. I'm surprised because, you know, Mac and Me is basically a McDonald's commercial. They also have the McDonald's Nintendo game, which I have no memory of. The merry-go-round, another thing that you could find on the McDonald's playground. Definitely remember that. I believe this is from 1984 when McDonald's teamed up with the Olympics, and I know we had quite a few of those items, including this hat. I don't think we had any of these plates. Oh, but we definitely had a lot of these Mac Tonight cups in our cupboard. And I gotta see if I can score one of these on eBay. Again, just bringing back so many memories. So they have a display case here in the middle that's just full of food. Like you can see right here, there's some McGriddle sandwiches, like some little chocolate cakes, apple pies. And I was just talking to the guy that runs this place, and indeed this is all real food. It's been like dried out and had some kind of like varnish put over it to preserve it. But yeah, all real McDonald's food. Some chicken nuggets. There's some pancakes down there. The sad thing is a lot of this doesn't look much different than it did when it was served up fresh. Some Big Macs, some French fries. Man. And remember these when McDonald's had high chairs? Well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe they still do. I haven't been in a McDonald's in a while, but they definitely don't have them like this, the metal high chair. Just look at even how much more fun the high chair was in the 80s. Look at the difference between the 80s high chair and the plain wooden high chair next to it. I'm telling you, everything was more fun in the 80s. Some more stuff from the Olympics. We had a bunch of these collectible Coca-Cola bottles still in the box, which you see there on the right side. And I didn't even realize that they were from McDonald's. And I wonder what ended up happening to them. And I also wonder if they're worth money, because like I said, we had a lot of them. Got a whole bunch of stuff here from the Olympics. Oh, I think I had that hat with Sam the Eagle on it. Definitely had this stuffed Sam the Eagle. Oh man, I forgot about this. So many memories coming back that I had forgot about. Yeah, that hat back there, I had that. Man, so cool. Gosh, I wish I still had all this stuff. Now this is from when they got rid of the outdoor playground and they got the play place, and this would be waiting for you at the entrance to let you know that you were too big to play at the playground. Of course, we didn't let that stop us. Now there's a picture of what the very first McDonald's looked like when it was here on this property. Again, I don't know if that's the original sign outside, but that's what it looks like. And you can see the offices in the background. I showed you those in the beginning of the video. Those are still out there today. And I think that's going to do it for this video. We definitely didn't get to see everything. Like I said, there is so much in here. You could definitely spend hours in here and probably still wouldn't see everything. But I just wanted to give you a glimpse of this museum and showcase some of the stuff from the 80s and 90s that I remember. So with that being said, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.